This is also why when you're investing in real estate, how you should look at every $1 as actually being worth $5, because this is how much it's actually truly worth. So this is something I catch myself doing all the time, and I thought I would share it with you guys. Because when you put something in these very simple perspectives, it tends to have a much larger and longer impact. And just this really simple change in perspective can really help take it to the next level in terms of growing your wealth. So let's start here. To bring some of you guys up to speed, I've decided to hold off on buying the Lamborghini right now, and instead buy another rental property. But when it comes to buying real estate, you don't just buy the entire thing outright in cash. First off, that would be way too expensive, and second of all, you lose all the benefits of buying real estate, which is leverage. So when I mean leverage, I mean that you borrow other people's money at a rate lower than what that money makes you, so you can profit the difference, and then you can also deduct the interest you're paying against your rental income to save you on taxes. I may have lost just like 50% of you right there, but let me explain. So this basically just means that you only have a small amount of your own money in the deal, you borrow the rest of the money, you get tax advantages from doing so, and then over the course of 20 or 30 years, you pay off the loan while still having complete control over that property. And then about 20 or 30 years later, you end up owning the place outright, and at that point, you're basically just printing money. So this is the part that might end up changing your perspective on how you view a dollar. I recently deposited a $20,000 check, and when I did, I didn't think to myself, oh cool, there's a $20,000 check, that's nice. I thought to myself instead, oh, this is awesome because now I could buy an extra $100,000 worth of real estate. And I end up doing this mental calculation for just about everything. Because I usually put down about 20% anytime I buy a property, this means for every $1 I have is really worth $5 in real estate. So that $100 pair of shoes I could have bought is really worth $500 in real estate. That $130,000 in equity I just pulled out from my last deal, that is worth $650,000 in real estate. And this could be viewed with pretty much anything, from any time you go out to any time you're spending money to anything you do. Basically, your $1 is really worth 5 times that invested in real estate. And once you see this sort of perspective, it's really gonna change how you view the worth of $1. And once you start seeing your money as really being worth 5 times what it actually is, it really has a lot more significance and importance. Now just some clarification here, because this is the point where a lot of people tend to get confused or tripped up when I'm talking about leveraged debt. This is really money that you borrow at a cheaper rate than what that money makes you. So as an example, in very simple terms here, if you knew 100% that you could make a 6% return on your money, and you knew you could borrow the money that you need and only pay a 3% interest rate, would you do it? The answer is absolutely. Because you basically take that money, make 6% with it, pay 3% back as interest, and then profit the rest by using someone else's money. And this is really just real estate investing simplified. I have no idea why I'm doing that with my hands. Now, if it sounds too good to be true, it kind of is, in the sense that you do need to come up with your own down payment, and you also need to find a property that cash flows. But beyond that, you're borrowing money at a lower interest rate than what that money can make you, and you profit the difference. So here's a quick example using some dollar amounts. Let's say you find a property that's $100,000, and after all expenses, it nets 6% or $6,000 per year. You then put a down payment of $20,000 or 20%, and you finance the remaining $80,000 at a 4% interest rate over 30 years. Now within 12 months, you've just made your 6% return or $6,000. You've also paid a total of $4,572,000 in your mortgage, which includes both principal and interest. Now, since some of that mortgage is principal, this means you paid down your loan by $1,408 in the first 12 months. This means that your net profit after all of your expenses was $1,428 in cash, and another $1,408 by paying down your loan in the form of principal. This means that your $20,000 just made you $1,428 in cash, which works out to a 7.14% return, and you also just made $1,408 by paying down your loan in the form of equity, which is another 7% return. This brings the total ROI on the $20,000 you invested at 14.14% in the first year. Now on the flip side, had you just bought the property outright in cash, your return would have only been 6% instead of 14.14%. This means that you've more than doubled your return just by leveraging your money on the money that you invested. This is really the power of using long-term, low-interest rate debt when investing. This is also why when you're investing in real estate, how you should look at every $1 as actually being worth $5, because this is how much it's actually truly worth. And this is also why you should start seeing your money in the same perspective as well, because it is really worth 5 times what you think it is. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you watched all the way through, if you like it, as always, make sure to hit the like button. It does really help out a lot. Also, if you're watching this and you haven't already subscribed, you gotta make sure to subscribe. I'm posting 3 videos a week. I spend a ton of hours doing this. I'm basically doing these things at like midnight to like 2 a.m. almost every night. So if you guys enjoy it, you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit subscribe. Also, feel free to add me on Snapchat and Instagram. I post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. And then also check the link in the description. I have a really cool private Facebook group for anybody who's interested in investing in real estate, working as a real estate agent, or anything real estate related. The link is in there. It's totally free if you guys want to check it out. It's just a really cool community. So all of the info is in the description. Check that out. As always, thank you again, and until next time.